The restaurant shimmered under golden lights, the soft melody of Italian jazz weaving through the clinking of crystal glasses. Waiters moved silently between tables, but one of them wasn't invisible. Her eyes were tired but alive. Her name was Sophia Rossi. Her hands carried plates with the precision of someone used to holding more than food. She carried responsibility, hope, and the weight of her mother's medical bills. She dreamed once of being a linguist, a translator who'd travel the world. But dreams don't feed families. Now, she worked at Ristorante Bellissimo, where people wore wealth like armor and tossed arrogance like confetti. That night, a billionaire sat at table 7. Luca De Luca, tall, cold, the kind of man whose watch alone could pay Sophia's rent for years. He was surrounded by executives and a woman dripping diamonds. They laughed too loud, too sure of their place in the world. Sophia approached their table, her smile professional, her voice gentle. "Buonasera, signori." Luca didn't glance up. His voice, low and dismissive, drifted into the air as Sophia poured his wine. "Guarda questa cameriera," he murmured in Italian to his companions. "Pensa di essere qualcuno solo perché sa dire buonasera. E solo una serva con un sorriso finto." The men chuckled. Sophia froze, the bottle trembling in her hand. She understood every word. He thought she couldn't. He thought her silence meant ignorance. But Italian wasn't foreign to her, it was home. Her father had whispered it into her childhood. The sound of laughter scraped her pride raw. Her breath steadied, her heart didn't. Her voice came quiet but clear. "Mi scusi, signore," she said in flawless Italian. "Non sapevo che l'essere gentile fosse un crimen. Ma forse non conosce la gentilezza, visto che parla di chi lavora con tanto disprezzo." The laughter stopped. Forks froze mid-air. Luca's eyes snapped toward her, his confidence cracking for the first time. "Would you like anything else, sir?" she added in English, tone calm, gaze unflinching. That he blinked, disoriented. "You speak Italian?" "Fluently," she replied. "Along with 3 other languages." The rest of the meal sank into uneasy silence. When Luca left, he couldn't meet her eyes again. Sophia's manager found her afterward, panic in his voice. "Do you know who that was?" "I do," she said, untying her apron. "And I also know respect isn't optional." She walked home that night through quiet streets, the city lights reflecting on wet pavement. Her mother was asleep, her breathing soft beside the hum of an oxygen machine. Sophia sat down beside her, brushed a hand across her mother's thin fingers, and whispered, "Ti prometto, mamma. Un giorno cambierà tutto." Morning came with dread. She was called to the office, certain she'd be fired. Luca was there. Alone. He stood when she entered, voice low and unguarded. "Miss Rossi, I owe you an apology." The word startled her. "I was cruel," he said. "I forgot that people aren't beneath me just because I pay the bill. You were right to call me out." Sophia crossed her arms, cautious. "Why are you telling me this?" He hesitated, then continued, "I asked about you. You studied languages, didn't you?" "I did. But I had to drop out." "Because of your mother?" Her breath caught. "How do you know that?" "I asked your manager," he said. "I wanted to understand the woman who made me rethink my entire life." Her eyes narrowed slightly. "You think one apology fixes everything?" He shook his head. "No. But maybe a chance does." He slid a folder across the desk. "I'm offering you a job. Assistant translator for De Luca Hotels. You'll handle communications across Europe. It pays well. You'll have benefits." Sophia blinked. "You're offering this because you feel guilty." "I'm offering it," he said gently, "because you're brilliant. And because you reminded me that I built an empire by listening to people smarter than me." The air between them shifted. For the first time, she saw the man behind the arrogance, lonely, tired, maybe even lost. She took the job, weeks turned into months. Her world changed faster than she could believe. Planes replaced buses. Boardrooms replaced dining halls. But she stayed herself, polite, strong, unafraid to speak truth. Luca changed too. Meetings that used to end in shouting became discussions. He began asking employees about their families. He learned to say thank you in 5 languages, all taught by Sophia. One evening in Paris, after a long day of negotiations, they sat at a quiet cafe. The city lights shimmered on his face. I grew up poor, he confessed. My mother cleaned houses. I told myself I'd never be looked down on again. But somewhere along the line, I became the kind of man who looked down on others. Sophia's eyes softened. Then stop being him. You can start over. We all can. He looked at her as if seeing the woman who'd unknowingly saved him. You sound like her, he whispered. Like who? My mother. She smiled faintly. Then she raised you right. You just forgot for a while. Their bond deepened in quiet moments, between flights, over coffee, in the silence of shared exhaustion. She saw his flaws, and he saw her strength. A year later, during a charity gala for struggling students, Luca took the stage. Cameras flashed as he spoke about opportunity, kindness, and change. Then he looked directly at Sophia. Once, I insulted a waitress in Italian. She answered in perfect Italian and reminded me that respect has no language barrier. That moment changed everything. It made me the man standing here tonight. The crowd applauded. Sophia felt her throat tighten. For once, she wasn't invisible. After the event, they found each other on the balcony overlooking Rome. The wind was soft, the city alive below them. Luca handed her a glass of wine. Do you regret standing up to me? She smiled. No. Do you regret insulting me? Only that I ever thought I was above you. They stood in silence, the hum of the city beneath them, the past between them dissolving. Sophia looked at him and said softly, words can hurt, but they can also heal. You proved that. His eyes held hers. You taught me that even the smallest voice can wake a man who's lost himself. The city lights shimmered like 1,000 unspoken apologies, and as laughter floated from the ballroom behind them, the billionaire and the waitress stood together, 2 souls who met through arrogance and defiance but stayed because of honesty and heart. In the end, it wasn't money or power that defined them. It was the courage to speak, the humility to listen, and the moment one simple truth broke down the walls between 2 very different worlds.